Very good. Brilliant. I'll ask one or two at the end, but maybe just if you want to give a quick reading now, you probably can tell I'm very tired at the moment. That's probably straightforward enough, but that's just the newborn is helping me there.
Oh, indeed, yes.
Go for it. Whatever comes up, let me know. And this isn't live, so we can always edit it out. Too dangerous afterwards.
All right. Well, when I'm doing an individual session, it's never about putting people on the spot. It's never about making anybody feel uncomfortable. Certainly not. That's certainly not the intention. Yeah. It's always with the intention of helping people to identify maybe their strengths more clearly, maybe identify areas that they're putting themselves under pressure unnecessarily, and hopefully help them feel at least somewhat better about themselves than before we started. So there's a few immediate things there. Number one, you've got strong perfectionist tendencies. You like to get things right. Now you also have strong imagination. You have a good analytical mind, but you're not somebody who adheres rigidly to systems. You like to take maybe an established system or an established bit of knowledge and explore it and see where you might go. You definitely have that absolute need in you to explore things creatively and to see, if I did it this way, what would happen, or if I did it that way, and to not to just accept what you've been given as the status quo, or the fact it's always been done this way, so this is the way we're always going to do it, because that will not work for you. So you will delve into things deeply, and you will look to get things right. Now that's both a strength and a weakness, and the Chinese perspective is that there are no absolute strengths and no absolute weaknesses. Everything contains the seeds of its opposite. So the desire for perfection and getting it right is very healthy, but when things aren't quite coming together, you can put yourself under stress. I should be getting it right. I should know more. I should understand it better. I should have got it together by now. And it can lead you to procrastination, and it can lead you to being indecisive, or it can swing the other way to pushing hard to make something work, even when you know it's not quite there. So there's a hunger for learning. There's a hunger for getting it right. There's a hunger for setting standards. And probably setting standards is the healthiest way to look at it. That you want things to be of a high standard. Anything you present, anything you do, you want it to be of a level. So rather than pushing yourself to get it right or to get it perfect, if you just look for getting it to a minimum, an absolute minimum standard, and you will know what that standard is for you, it'll probably serve you better. Yeah. And then anything beyond that is a bonus.
I would answer to say definitely, what's coming up there, even in the last few years of doing this stuff, the podcasting, that I learned very early on is that, there's no perfect episode, because I wouldn't have released any at this point. So I tug of war with perfection and good enough, and I've got better at good enough. So I think what you're saying is right, but I think what strikes me as well is, that is it like when they do a disc analysis, or there's a certain kind of innate and there's certain learned. So I think the ingrained pieces try to be perfect, but over the last number of years, I've kind of moved towards excellence, or getting as good as I can get.
Exactly.
So that would be fair.
Yeah. It's also evident you've done a lot of work on yourself, because the self-awareness bit and self-understanding bit is really important for you. And where I'm seeing that is in the middle of your forehead. There's a lovely deep horizontal line across the middle of the forehead, and that shows the emphasis you've placed on developing self-awareness. And the deepest part of the line is in the middle. So that tells me that you've a very independent side to you that is determined to chart your own course, rather than being overly influenced by your upbringing or by the traditions in which you were brought up. So you're not somebody who's going to be told, we do it this way because it's the way we've always done it, and you have to do it this way. That just will not work for you. That definitely won't work for you, and that will apply in your personal life as well as in your professional life. You're also somebody who's likely to before you start something, you will delve into it deeply. And being not just interested, but really deeply interested is very important to you. Because, slight interest is, maybe, possibly, but when you find something that really grabs you, then you're really going to give it full attention. And I'm seeing this in your eyebrows, by the way. Right. That your eyebrows have a lovely thickness to them, and particularly at the first part of the eyebrows. That's just the part nearest the bridge of the nose. Okay. So there's a lovely thickness there. So that tells me that when you're really engaged with something, then you really go for it. And that would particularly apply in your professional life. You put yourself under less pressure in your personal life than you do in your professional life. You can ease off. You can allow yourself to ease off much more often, much more willingly, if you like, in your personal life, which is probably good for your partner.
Definitely, I think so. No, that's fascinating. I don't want to get go into a full reading. Just one question on the ears. I noticed in the book you said the ears depict the first 14 years of your life. Like, I don't think if you can see my ears, I'll give you a if that gives you any insight. Do you need a closer up view of those ears to kind of get better at it?
Ideally, yes. I mean, you can tell a reasonable amount from just a small glimpse or a partial view. Right. But the Chinese perspective is that we're a year old at birth. Right. So the first 7 years for a guy, the first 7 years are depicted on his left ear. For a girl, it's on her right ear, and you can tell a lot about from the shape of the ear, from the outer rim of the ear is called the helix, the inner rim is the antihelix. You can tell a lot about not so much what has happened, but how life events have influenced different periods of their life. And a lot of, as we know, the period of up to 7 years, first 7 years are very formative in terms of how we're likely to be later in life. So there's a lot that can be told there from the ears like that. Yeah.